Hey guys, welcome to the investor.bet NRL Finals Week 2, semi-finals week try scorer predictions video. And here we're going to go through my 4 try scorer bets for the games coming up this weekend. So we have 2 in each of the matches. I'm going to break down using the bet finder tools, which you see here. So we have the player try scorer trends for every player right throughout the season. And then we also use the try scorer by positions to find favorable matchups for specific players who play, obviously, those positions for the respective sides. And effectively, if you haven't watched one of these videos before, how it works is using this tool. We look at for the Sharks, first of all, their tries for by position. So here we have all the different positions for an NRL side, and we look at where they score the majority of their tries. So this column here is the average number of tries they score per game by that position, and this column is where that ranks in terms of the league. Sharks scored the second least tries through fullback, but the fourth most through the right wing. Then the 10th most through left center, third most through left wing, and so on and so forth. And then the column on the left-hand side here, opponent tries against. This is looking at where the Cowboys, so the Sharks' opposition in this game, concede the majority of their tries, which we can easily straight away see based on these rankings that at fullback and on the right edge is where they concede the majority of their tries, and also to opponent front rowers. Their left edge defense, though, is pretty good, ranked overall first in the league. We'll go through that for each game, match that up with who plays those certain positions, because effectively we're looking for green numbers in this column and red numbers in this column to find a favorable position. Then we look at the form of that player, how they've been going recently. Have they been scoring tries? Like, pretty much, have their team's playmaking been targeting their position in recent times, especially at this stage of the season? We're into finals, and we just want to make sure a lot of those tries didn't come earlier in the year. And also, if a team does have a good record in a certain position, we just want to make sure that that hasn't been slipping over recent times as well. Then we just match that up with how they've previously performed against that opposition to find those really favorable bets. We're going to start with the Sharks-Cowboys game. Looking to go 4 from 4 this week. We've got, as I said, 2 plays in each game. Last week, we only hit Kyle Felt, and so it wasn't the greatest week. We had 5 or 6 straight winning weeks, 5 or 6 straight winning weeks. And then last week, we dropped back to a losing week, but still very profitable overall in our try score selections. I do recommend you back every player to win 1.5 units, so based on a 100-unit betting bankroll. Calculate it based on the odds you're able to get for that player and back it to win 1.5 units or 1.5% of your total betting bankroll. That's what's going to allow you to consistently make profit without, over stretching a certain player or putting too much on a certain player and then them not scoring a try in that game. That'll give you the consistency to keep betting every single week and keep on profiting throughout the season. Obviously, there's only the 3 weeks left, 5 games overall. But still a few opportunities, and make sure you subscribe to the channel because I'm going to be posting videos again next season. So if you want to be notified when they start popping up again. Also, my plan is during the off season to post a selection of different videos breaking down team performances and what we can expect from them next season. Plus, also the NRL betting guide waitlist is available. This will be something I send out in early February next year, which will go through an outlook on every team's performance. I'll put the link to that in the description, where you just put in your email. That'll put you on the waitlist, and then so you're first to get it when it's released, and that'll be going out completely free to those of you on the waitlist. Now, all that being said, let's look at the games coming up. And firstly, on Friday night, we have the Sharks against the Cowboys. Both these games are elimination, of course. Went through these matchups in detail earlier in the week on Monday. Broke down who I think is going to win, how I think the game's going to be played out. And the reason why I have 2 selections in each game is based on how these teams play, I do think it's going to be higher scoring matchups. And also, firstly, for this first game, both plays are with Cronulla. The reason being is I'm pretty confident the Sharks will win this game if they play up to their best. So firstly, for the Sharks, the first player I want to target here is the right wing for the Sharks, which is Sione Katoa. You'll notice the Cowboys' right edge defense is significantly worse than the left edge defense. And through the right wing there for the Sharks, they rank 4th in the league overall. And Sione Katoa, who plays that position against the North Queensland Cowboys, has scored 3 tries across his past 5 games against them. And then overall on the season, you'll notice he's up here and has scored a try in 59% of matches, scored a try in each of his last two, so in the final round and then in week 1 of the finals in their last game against the Melbourne Storm. So happy to back him to score. I think the Sharks should do majority of their attacking and targeting towards that right edge weakness of the Cowboys, and that should set up well for Sione Katoa to get his chances. On Bet365, if you scroll down, he's paying $2.05 to cross for a try. So he's going to be the first selection. Then the next one I'm going to take is also with the Sharks. And this one kind of goes against the logic, but I feel like it definitely can work. And that is the left wing for the Sharks. We're going to play both sides of the field, and regardless which way the Sharks go. So Talakai is listed in the centers, Ramian on the reserves. So final teams aren't out yet. I'd expect Jesse Ramian to come back in for the Sharks. Normally Talakai plays on the left edge when he is in the team and playing in the centers, but he is currently listed on the right edge, but expecting Ramian to come back in. But regardless, on the left wing, Mulatalo is the leading try scorer for the Sharks. He scored 17 total tries. He scored at least a try in 4 of his past 5 games and scores at least 1 try in 52% of matches. Against the Cowboys, he scored a try in each of his past 4 games against them, and also 6 tries across that period of time. Even though, we've spoken about how the Cowboys are the best left edge defense, the main reason I'm going with this play is the fact that Mulatalo does have a good record against them. And I've also dived a little bit deeper into the trends for these sides. The Sharks on that left wing position, with Mulatalo out injured for those few games, the Sharks have scored a try through the left wing in 7 of their past 9 games. They've been very consistent in attacking that position. Also, the Cowboys have conceded a try to the opponent left winger in 3 of their past 6. So recently, they have been letting tries in on that side in 50% of their games. So going to play Mulatalo at $1.83. That's the best price there on Bet365 as well. So there are the 2 plays there for the Sharks. Could also target the front row for Cronulla as well. But it's going to leave that one alone. Cowboys do concede a lot of tries through to the opponent front row. However, I'm just going to leave that out this week. Cowboys, obviously, Kyle Feldt is their informed try scorer. If we look at the trends here, he has scored a try in 10 of his last 11 games and averages a try this season in 67% of matches. Against the Sharks, he did score a hat trick, so 3 tries in the last matchup against them in round 21. That was in Townsville, so is on the road this time. But he is in really, really good try scoring form. We've backed him majority of weeks over recent times to really capitalize on that. The Sharks defend that position pretty well. The thing that just made me decide I'm just going to leave it alone. The Sharks have only conceded a try to the opponent right winger in 6 of their last 20 games this season. So for the most part, they're not giving up tries to that position. And if you take out the hat trick that Feldt did score against them, then obviously that makes it only 5 on the team. So, it is possible for him to score, but I just don't think there's a ton of value in the current odds. So I'm going to leave it alone. Just stick with the 2 plays on Katoa and Mulatalo for the Sharks. You could also potentially look at Nikora for the Sharks. He is in good form, plays on that right edge for Cronulla, where the Cowboys are poor defensively, and I think he'll get his opportunities, and generally you can get pretty good prices about him to score a try. So currently $2.90. That's another one I probably wouldn't talk you out of if you were interested in it. Then we have the Roosters versus Manly Seagulls on Saturday night. 2 plays as well in this game. Firstly, for the Roosters, I think there is a real clear standout here in the right wing for the Sydney Roosters, which is Dominic Young. Manly ranked 13th defensively against the opponent right wing. Roosters very consistent in scoring through that position. Dom Young overall this season scores a try in 70% of matches. Hasn't scored in his past 2, and I think in a do or die final, he'll be keen to get a try on the board. Against the Manly Seagulls, he scored a try in each of his past 4 games and a total of 7 tries during that time, including 1 game with 4 tries. And as I said, I think both games should be fairly high scoring, both around that 40 to 46 point mark, that's for sure. And he should get his chance to score. And do expect the Roosters to be targeting that right edge. And that one right there is a pretty straightforward one. Not really, overthinking it too much. If you're looking for additional plays on the Roosters, I definitely consider the second rowers. The Seagulls ranked second last defensively, whereas the Roosters ranked first in the league in tries through that position, averaging one a game. That's obviously across the three players, the two second rowers, and the lock. The other play is going to be on the Manly Seagulls side of things, and that is the left wing, ranked fifth in the league. This is where the Roosters concede the majority of their tries, especially to the back line. They concede the least through the right wing and right center, and the least through opponent left centers, but the 14th most through opponent left wingers. Lehigh Hapawate plays left wing for the Manly Seagulls. Missed obviously a large chunk at the beginning of the season, but has scored a try in 6 of his past 8 games, and overall in the season scored a try in 54%. Hasn't scored as well over the past 2 games, but will be keen to get back into form. Faces a really, really good matchup. He's never played the Sydney Roosters before, and I think he can cross for a try in this game. I'll bring them both up because 365 just generally always has the best price on try scorers. So if you can bet with them, it's best to take the best possible odds. Don't take, $1.60 for something you get $2 somewhere else. That's just gonna make it harder for you to win overall. Dominic Young at $1.70, and then Lehigh Hopewati at $2.15. So those are going to be the 4 plays for the games coming up this week. Effectively targeting 4 wingers across the 2 games. We've got Sione Katoa for the Sharks and Ronaldo Militalo. And then in the Roosters Seagulls game, Roosters, Dominic Young, and Seagulls, Lehigh Hapawati. If we hit 2 of the 4, then we should be in profit. If we hit 3 or 4 of the 4, then we'll be well and truly in the profit across the games. So if you're following along, good luck. Remember, you can access these bet finder tools through the description. That's where you can also get all my sports bets on a weekly and daily basis. And also, if you haven't already, definitely jump on and check out the InvestorBet Racing Show. This is something I've run for 3 years, coming up at the end of this month, and has resulted in almost 1,400 units profit following the selections. We only ever bet up to 2 units on a single runner. On the website, you can see all the results for the racing. A lot of new members have joined because we've been doing the 50 unit guarantee for the spring carnival. So across the 3 months, if we don't make at least 50 units profit, then you get an additional 3 months free. Right now, as I'm recording this, we are halfway through the Wednesday meetings. So 7 races down, 7 to go. We've hit 5 of the first 7. Hit a couple at around the $3.50 and $4 mark. And then our higher staking bets have also won as well. So we should be looking at least a 10 unit profit day, no matter what. As it currently stands, we still have 7 bets to go. Worst case scenario, we make 4 units today. If all 7 of those that are still remaining all were to lose, but should end up profiting even more from those selections. So my goal for this period is to make at least 50 units by the end of November. So if you haven't already, definitely check that out. Join up, see what it's like. There is also tons of training videos in there as well, because we've been getting a lot of new people who are new to horse racing. Like they're betting on a lot of sports, probably from watching videos just like this one. And then they're kind of venturing into horse racing because one thing I've always said, like pretty much when I started betting back in 2012, I started with NRL, AFL, and a few American sports. And then throughout the year, obviously, those are all seasonal. I was looking for other things to bet on. And I spent almost 2 years, a solid 18 months, learning how to bet on horse racing and actually bet profitably. Like a lot of people bet on it, but they're just, riding these highs and lows. They have good weeks, then bad weeks. And whenever I'm betting, I want it to be consistently making profits. I don't really care about trying to have huge weeks. Like obviously we've had 100 unit months over the past 3 years, but I don't really care about that. I want every month to be profitable, and then breaking it down to a week per week basis and aiming for each week to be profitable. And obviously every single week's not going to be profitable, but if at least 8 of every 10 are profitable and then the losing weeks are only like break even or even dropping just a couple of units, then we're going to be set up very long very well over the long term. And you can go through on the website and see every single selection that I've personally bet and sent out to Racing Show members over the past 3 years. So everything's fully documented. You can view all the results. And the reason why I do the Racing Show is because it is the thing where people can build up their bankroll the quickest when they know what they're doing and also make the most consistent profits over the long term. So if you haven't already, definitely check that out. Sign up, see what it's like. If we don't make at least 50 units during this period, then you get an additional 3 months for free membership, so 6 months overall in total. Or otherwise, you've made a stack of profit. If you're betting $50 units, it's 2.5 grand. If you're betting $100 units, that's 5 grand during that time, if not more. And my goal is to aim for that 100 units during this period, so hopefully even double that. So with that being said, good luck. Enjoy the finals this weekend. I might be posting some recap videos of both of these games and then looking ahead to the prelim finals. So make sure you tune in for those this weekend as well. Really appreciate you guys watching, following along, subscribing to the channel. Hopefully these videos are giving you the insights and helping you with your betting to make sure that you're profitable. All right, talk to you soon, guys.